Yo, what is going on, guys? Aspect Gaming back once again in my Greg Tech world, and then episode 7. And I've been doing some preparations, a lot of resource gathering and processing. I mean, it's not that much, but we're getting ready to automate our coke ovens right now, and then we're going to be able to very smoothly cruise into LV, because I have so many resources. I just made like a ton of iron plates and stuff too, so we're going to be so ready. So the first task at hand is doing the coke oven automation. So basically what I need for this is a whole lot of hoppers, so I wanted these anyways, so just make a whole bunch of them. I don't have a wrench, do I? Okay, I do. So I'm just gonna make like 16 hoppers because it's not really an issue anymore. Like the iron's not a problem. And then if my calculations are accurate, I tried to figure out based on like how much time, how much charcoal we're gonna need. I think we're making plenty with 10 coke ovens because we have these two down here. So I'm just gonna do for 10, and we'll leave that going. And if it's not enough, I think it is enough. Then I don't know, we'll figure something else out. Alright, so I'm wrapping up the craft on a very integral part of my plan, and that is the redstone clock. So the recipe for this thing is a little bit crazy for microcrafting purposes, because you look at this, okay, that looks alright, that's not bad. Then you click in here and you're like, okay, that's a little bit annoying. Why would I have any of this stuff? Then you click in here and you're like, oh, it keeps going. And actually, it keeps going. So I think that this, in my opinion, there's too many layers to that one, but it's okay. We can afford it, so let's do it. And let me reorganize. Okay, now we have this thing and this. I'm gonna need a lot of red alloy wire, and by a lot, I can do it with like maybe 10. Yeah, there's no easy way to do this. Yeah, I mean we can just make a lot of red alloy. I'm not worried about it. The annoying thing is that the red alloy does not plate bend very well. It takes forever in here. It's like 40 seconds long, so we're doing the inefficient recipe because it takes too long per. Like, it's like hours to get all this done. So let's just do all this. And we're going to make more wire cutters now. And I'm pretty sure this can convert back and forth, right? Yeah, I can. So we'll just do all of it. And then we'll try to use it efficiently, but if we don't, I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world. Yeah, and look at this. I'm already making more redstone, so let's run this back through. Oh, I mean to do that. Yeah, we'll keep that going. Alright, so let's go over here. I'm gonna need a building block, but let me just show you the fundamental idea of what's going on here. So we want faucets like this. I guess like this. I don't really know. There might be a better way. Actually, I might even dismantle the top row of these and rethink how I'm gonna lay it out. But basically, if you click the faucet, it pours out the creosote. So we use the redstone clock to send these all redstone signal at the same time, and they all pour out into a pipeline, which clears out the ovens, and they can run forever. Okay, let me think through. Like I said, maybe I want to remove the top layer and move it somewhere else. Maybe I don't want to do it vertically. Maybe I want to do it more vertically. I'm not sure yet. So let me think about this. Oh, right, I did a little bit of messing around, and I found the design I want to do. So kind of just made this up based on the needs that I had. So we're going to put wood in here, and it's going to get drained out and put into these eventually. The pipes are kind of slow, but it is what it is. Yeah, you can see them slowly going into here. Doesn't matter that much because there's not a ton of coke ovens, and then it'll transfer like a stack at a time if you put enough in, so we're not going to worry about that. But I have a hopper in the bottom, charcoal going out. This hopper here goes from the drawer to send the stuff in, and then a wooden fluid pipe, which will take the creosote out. I'll just show how I did that. So yeah, redstone clock on the red alloy going along here. This still connects to that even though it's like across the block. I guess it fills the whole space. So this will work out perfectly. We're going to keep stacking this, and I'm just going to repeat the design like 5 times, and then put in the outlet pipes, and then the charcoal will all go to a compressor, probably just a steam compressor, with a, I don't know what it's called. It's probably in the quest book. Let me look. But there's a certain kind of like steam oven. Not an oven. Hold on, let me try to find it. Yeah, there's a Steam producer where it's not going to use more than it needs, and I forget what it's called. It's like a Greg Tech Steam thing. Yeah, here it is. The advanced boiler. I don't have this right now. It needs circuit and like some other random junk. But when we can get this, it only consumes fuel when it needs it. So we'll use this in a way to provide power to the maybe in like an LV compressor so it's a bit quicker. But for now, I'll just dump it to a drawer and I'll just compress it in a batch whenever I need to. So yeah, this is the design and this is what we're gonna repaint. I think it looks pretty good. All right, and it is done for now. So what I'm realizing is that this is only pulling out one single log at a time at this barrel because the way the hopper works. So it's not like a conveyor module. I guess it's kind of like a shitty conveyor module where it's pulling out literally one item at a time, but it's going to take forever to fill all these up. I'm not sure it's actually going to be able to keep up with the full coke oven runs, but I guess we'll see. I mean, I bet if I just manually moved a bunch, it should be able to keep up. Let's just try it. But as you can see, like these did not fill up despite being connected to the system for quite a while. So we'll just do that to get it online. And yeah, all the charcoal feeds back over here. And then for now, I'll just go and pick this up and I'll go and manually compress it in my compressor in the workshop. Okay, so for now we have a lot more charcoal blocks. Let's go throw these in there. And I'm cleaning this rest of this up, so and then we're ready to go. Ooh, I didn't set up the creosote for the last part of it. I forgot. And then there's actually one more thing we need to do, which is a creosote storage area. Now, this is a little bit annoying because I don't have a good way to, like, delete the creosote. It's good to keep, like, a good amount of it, but, like, I don't need this much creosote. We're going to be getting so much from this, so I got to come up with a way to store all of it. And, I mean, the way to store it is an iron tank, but it's unnecessarily large. I do also think that if I make an iron tank, it should be pretty easy to just break the valve on it if I want to get rid of it. I just gotta place this in a way that it actually procs. I think this should work. Yep, there we go. We're gonna drain again. Okay, so now we're all set up 100%. And yeah, we're making pretty much batch automated steel currently. And we're gonna be moving into LV very soon now. We have more than enough resources to do so. Now it's just a matter of execution. So let me figure out how we're going to do all of it in what order, and then we'll get working. All right, it's time to do some questing. I feel like it's been forever since I was in my quest book. Now, there's two different paths we're going to have to take to get to the circuit. So molds, molds, molds. We need to do a whole bunch of these, 6 of them. Thankfully, I had just enough aluminum brass to get it done. And we are now officially out of aluminum. So each of these is going to take 4 steel as well. And this is on the smelter, so 1, 2, 3, 6, 6 total. Where'd it go? So what do I need? That's 2 of them. Okay. So that's all that we need. Only 24. I thought it'd be more than that. Don't worry about that. Alright, so we're going to run that through. And this is just a matter of time to get it done. I need to get all the blank casts made. And then each of these have their own little recipe with the hammer and the file. And I'll just grind through them, do them all. And that's pretty straightforward. We'll just do this in the meantime as well. I'm working the next things, because these take forever to dry, too. Or not dry, I guess, solidify. So yeah, the next path we're going to go for is all the wiring. So we kind of prepared for this. I need to make a better version of these clippers, the wire cutters. So I guess I'm going to get out of steel just because I have it. Make some steel plates. And honestly, I need to make a whole lot of steel plates anyways for the LV stuff, so we'll just throw a stack in there, and hopefully that'll get us through. And then I'll get these going too. Let's make one of them. I'll just craft up all of them so I have them, and then I'll do my next thing. Yeah, never mind. I mean, it's much quicker. These used to be very slow. Like, it used to take like minutes for this to dry. But now look at that. It's super quick. Look at the percentage in Wayla. So yeah, we'll just get this done. I finished all that. Now for the wiring quest. So tin wires, copper wires, we need a lot of them, so let's just go for it. I made 4 of these wire cutters, and hopefully that'll be enough. PJ, you're gonna need so many of these wires, just go for it at this point. You can maybe calculate the exact amount you're gonna need to efficiently get through this part of the game, but like, I don't know, the resources anymore are not an issue. Okay, so next up are the fine wires, and this recipe is just like hilariously bad right now. So we gotta bash these into a plate. I think I'm gonna need a lot of them. I should just do 16. And then you chop that. Okay. And then I gotta insulate them. Okay, we gotta turn the rubber into sheets. How am I doing that? Probably... No, I don't have that. How am I doing that right now? Oh, alloy smelter. Okay. Yo, it's crazy that I just did this quest to make 1,000,000 of these, and it didn't tell me to make that one. Thankfully, I have one more aluminum brass. That kind of saved my life right there. The game got lucky. I would have been very upset. Yeah, we didn't make that, right? No, they didn't tell me to. That's crazy. Okay, let me sleep. We'll chop that, and then we'll keep going. All right, we're going to insulate our cables now. And that was also a quest, apparently. Okay, what's your problem? Oh, I bet the copper is more complicated than that now. I don't remember it being like that. Okay. Quest is happy. We get a free fruit crumble. Love to see that. I think I'm already at the point where I've eaten more food than my entire last playthrough because I rushed the healing axe so quickly and didn't know about cooking for blockheads. It's kind of amusing to me. Okay, next up. This guy, the vacuum tubes. Okay. All this is pretty okay. It's just like a waste of resources. So the glass tube, alloy smelter, glass dust, mold ball. I should have glass dust somewhere. Yeah, we do. I mean, this isn't a substantial amount, but it is an amount, and we will do that. What is plate bending right now? Oh yeah, copper. I had like a lot of copper plate bending. This should be enough. That should be enough to get me where I want to be. This should be more than enough, actually. Okay, and then we'll save the rest of it for the foils if we need them. And we will start loading up the work tables. So these have been sitting here for a little while for me. Now we're going to see how useful these are going to be, because this is going to start to get really, really nice. Okay, what else we need? Steel rods. We have some of those. We'll just throw all the steel plates in there. The rubber sheets, sure. I guess we'll keep making some stuff. I want to do the bare minimum of what I need, but also I want to not have to recraft stuff constantly. So let's put this recipe in. And then we just need the red alloy bolt. So this recipe pains me, but this recipe is always annoying because the bolts are difficult to make no matter what, unless you're liquefying them. They're just like very annoying to make. So we'll just do it manually like that. And there we go, vacuum tube completed. I will keep collecting the loot bags because I don't see the point in anything else. And even though these loot bags aren't that great, we're going to store them because you can combine them later on into higher tiers. And there is one loot bag tier that is really good. Not that these are going to turn into like IV loot bags, but occasionally loot bags are useful. And also we can enchant them later on. Alright, so now we diverge the path. We have resistors and circuit boards. Now this is going to need a bunch of sticky resin. I don't think I ever put my sticky resin wall back. Yeah, it's all sitting right here. So we can put this rubber wood back and we'll wrench it. I need to grab my wrench. This should be enough sticky resin though. I usually don't get this much of it. Yeah, we'll do something like this. And that should do it. It should be enough. Oh, it's appearing on this side. I guess it's appearing towards, like, the west or something. Alright, tear it down. And then we'll just place the wall back in a second. Alright, we'll do all that. Don't worry about it. This is legit. Okay. So now whenever we need it, we'll just go get it from there. But I do think we have quite a bit of it, because I broke so many tree taps on these. Yeah, I just broke another one. I mean, I can go make a bunch more if I need to. The wood is infinite. So we'll take a stack of this for now, and we'll throw it in the work table. Okay, we need wood planks. I made a bunch of these extra a while ago, I think. Okay, not a bunch, but like a couple. And then these can make the coated boards. And to save the recipe, you gotta shift right-click on it. Because like I don't want that recipe to go away, so we'll just keep it there. Okay, we got some boards. And then to make them into an actual circuit board, you surround it with copper. Copper wires, that is. And there we go. Next up are resistors. These require coal dust, but look at that. I was thinking ahead, and we have the coal dust already made. I hear a spider. What was that? Okay, don't worry about it. Resistors. This mod pack, I swear, guys. Okay, yeah, this is the recipe that I want. All right, quest done. Then this first circuit. That was easy. This is easier than I remember. Oh, I need some steel casing. What is the recipe? 2 steel and the casing mold. Sure, we can do that. I mean, yeah, why not? Let's just throw a half stack of steel into it. We're going to use them, I'm guaranteed. You could also use these slots for storage of the molds, as you can see. These are the ones I'm going to be using most often right now, so we'll just put them here. And these ones are less common, so they'll stay down there. And that's the way we will do it. Out of inventory space in here. Alright, there it is. First LV circuit. What a milestone. Alright, and then what are we going to do with this circuit is the question. So we got to start crafting all the fun stuff in the game. Motors, pumps, conveyors, machine hulls. You know how it is. You already know. If you're here, you know what's going on. So we got to compress or plate some of those up. The wrought iron is a little bit annoying to maintain on because I'm cutting it into nuggets right now, which is annoying. I'm cutting iron into nuggets and smelting it. But it's okay. We can get away with it. Okay, I got so much like random food from that like bout of questing. I'm gonna get like a +1 heart. It's gonna be awesome. Alright, so I guess we're gonna start a new workbench. I don't think the steel plates are needed in that one at all, so we're gonna go over here. This is gonna need its own wrench. I'm also gonna need to make more wrenches, so let's make 2 of them right now. I don't mind using the steel. It's just like a matter of time to get the steel. And there are so many things to be doing that I don't really mind using it in that case. Okay, so these are 1x tins. I don't think I used the tin in there either, so we'll do that. And my plates, I need my wrought iron. This is where the game's getting fun. Okay, 3 LV holes. So there's a couple machines you really want to rush in LV. Obviously, you need a steam turbine to use your steam. But the stuff that I want is the wire mill and the plate bender. I guess it's technically called a bending machine. I don't want to call it by the nickname that I give it to people that don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's machines that are super valuable because obviously we have horrible recipes for wires and plates right now. The plate one isn't the end of the world. It's just like a little bit inefficient, but it's definitely what you want to prioritize. So they want me to make the rotors because to get to this guy, you need 2 rotors, bronze pipes, a circuit, motors, and that is what it is. So let's get the motors going. My inventory is ridiculously full. Let's reorganize and regroup in a minute. We are demolishing our iron supply, so we got to keep going with the basaltic mineral sand. It's been really clutch for me. It's like a great source of iron. I never really thought about it before, I guess. And what was that? What else was in that vein? Why did I mine all that? Was it the gypsum, I think? Yeah, so I mined that whole vein out for gypsum, and as a byproduct, I got a ton of iron. I don't remember doing that ever. I could just be not misremembering. But I feel like I usually would skip on it, and then it's like, why though? Because it gives so much good stuff. I don't have any files left. Make some of those. We need more steel plates. I'm almost at the point where I can make the plate bender, so we're gonna try to make as few plates as we need in general now. Try to conserve on materials if we can. Nice, the motors need magnetic rods. Let's just dedicate a stack of redstone into it for now. I could probably make a polarizer pretty soon, but we'll just do that. It doesn't really matter. Then we want more 1x tin cables. Are we really out of rubber already? Oh, no, I have plenty of it. Yeah. So 2 motors completed. Quest done. I'm going to refrain from claiming that quest reward for just a minute because it's a little bit annoying. Now, am I going to make the tin rotor in here? I guess that it could. Isn't there... There's a good recipe for this soon, isn't there? And the extruder is kind of an MV thing, but I can make an LV one. What else are they used for? The chem reactors mixer. Purifier. And the pumps. Okay. So maybe I can make a bunch of them right now. What should my goal be for how many rotors to make? I mean, we can make 8 right now. I think 8 is a good number. I don't have any tin plates left. I guess I use them all for the wires. So cassiterite is going to be the next thing to go into the macerator. You can actually search by the element number. I don't have one. Okay, I do have a lot. Good. So I'd search SN because that's the tin elemental. What do they call it? The elemental... I don't know, just like its name. Can't believe I forgot that. I haven't been in a chemistry class in years. All right, the rotors are completed. What next? Okay, the basic steam turbine. So 2 of these. 2 of these. We gotta make some bronze pipes. My circuit. 1 tin. Cable, that is. I think all we use the bronze fluid pipes, which I should have some bronze plates lying around. I do, perfect amount. We'll make a whole bunch more in a minute. And there it is, we're out of steam. You hear that noise. Because this thing's running. I gotta stop that before this voids. That would not be good. Alright, so we have unlocked the capability of producing LV power. Which is pretty huge, pretty big milestone. But there's so much more to do, so... Let me decide on the priorities, and we should have unlocked the next tab, right? Yeah, look at that. Okay, awesome. So they're saying electrolyzer. No, I don't care. Where is my... Yeah, I gotta make pistons for this. They should prioritize you doing this recipe more. So I want this, and I want... Where's the wire mill? I don't even know where it is. But you already know what I want, so let's work towards that. And then we'll complete the quest in whatever order is convenient. That's one thing I did not consider when I was gonna jump into LV is that I need to upgrade my base because I need to get more room for stuff. So let's build out a little bit. I already dug out a little bit, but I need to decide if I'm gonna partition the rooms or what I'm gonna do. So let's take a look. I think I'm gonna grab the wire mill first because I ran out of wires for my circuits. I think it just makes sense. First machine, guys. First machine of the playthrough. And then what wire are we gonna use? I guess I'll just throw a 1x tin cable here for now. Okay, that's massive. And then I want, what do I even want from that? I guess I want tin cables right now. How much does this is it gonna use? It's not working. Oh, I need to put it on circuit one. Man, I haven't played this in like a while. I forgot about all this stuff. All right, nice. There we go. We got power. Okay, so next up, obvious things to do. Finish the plate bender. Then we gotta make some more circuits. The bottleneck for me right now is actually the rubber. I'm kind of going through the rubber in very large quantities right now, and I'm not able to keep up with it. So I guess we'll look to do the rubber. There's like a chemical reactor rubber recipe, isn't there? Let me take a look. I want to look. Yeah, I want to look at this. Oh yeah, we can do this easily. So I guess chemical reactor will be a pretty early machine setup too. The chemical reactor plus a fluid solidifier to get better, more efficient rubber, because this recipe is awful. I'm just constantly going through it, and it's just very inefficient. So I want to upgrade that as well. Because yeah, that's the biggest bottleneck. How hard is it to make an electric tree tap? This is all doable. A little bit annoying that it's going to eat 2 circuits right now, but I don't really think I mind that. So maybe we could do all that. Get the electric tree tap. The other thing I want to do is get iron tanks going. So plate bender, start making a lot of plates in the most efficient recipe. And from there, start building the tanks for a buffer of steam and a buffer of creosote. So yeah, I will continue to work on those projects. All right, there we go. Bending machine is done. So now we have good recipes for plates and wires, which is very nice. We'll put that guy right there. And yeah, basically right now you just want to make as much copper wire as you can. So the copper wire and the fine copper wire, you just need so much of it. It's kind of absurd. So we'll be depleting our copper supply very quickly. And the good news is that the wire mill, as you can see on the Wayla tab in the bottom right, it's only using 4 EU per tick, which is basically nothing. So I don't think this is actually using that much steam in like the grand scheme of things. So I'm able to run other stuff at the same time, like my alloy smelter. So that's very nice. Now the question is, what machine is next? So there's a couple things that I want to do. I'm thinking maybe a centrifuge. I don't know. It's starting to get to the point where it's like whatever. You can just build everything. And the reason I want a centrifuge is that you can centrifuge the sticky resin. You get refined glue out of it, and you also get your rubber dust. You get a better ratio. Actually, it's the same ratio, but you get this byproduct with the refined glue. And this glue is useful for a lot of different things. The primary... Okay, I gotta make books with it, but the primary reason I want it is for the resistor recipes. So these are much, much more efficient recipes. And I would prefer to switch to these as soon as possible. Instead of getting 1 for the same amount of materials, you get 4 of them. And you're actually you're saving out. It's cheaper this way too. It's just you need the means to acquire that. So we're gonna start doing that because, like I said, by far this is my biggest bottleneck, waiting on these two machines. So I think we're gonna try to tackle that. So let me just figure out how I'm gonna approach all that. You know what? I'm remembering something now. Here, let me check this. I misclicked and I lost it. But inside of the wire mill, so it takes 5 seconds to make two 1x wires, or it takes 17.5 to make 16. So three times the time for like 8 times the wires, and then you just put these in a crafting table. What circuit was that? I lost it. I didn't look. 16. So yeah, let's start doing that. It doesn't take very much longer, but you get way much more out of it. It's like actually a lot faster to do it that way. So we will keep doing it that way. Man, this is my life now. I'm just going to go back and forth crafting circuits for a bit. I'm still limited by the rubber. It's really a huge issue, actually. Alright, centrifuge is ready. And let's start gathering glue. I think I used all my resin up, actually. But yeah, I'm going to start gathering glue for purposes that I've explained earlier. And yeah, we can get some work done. I gotta make more tree taps, of course. So yeah, I think the next thing I actually want to do is work on upgrading the power, because I'm already low on steam. So if I'm running too many things at once, I start to run out already. So I have a plan to do that. We might have to save it for next time though, because oh, I gotta make an assembler too. So I want to make the quick and dirty portal generator. This guy's gonna let me make a portal to a Twilight Forest, and to do that we need to make the assembling machine. So, you know, let's get to the end of that, and then we'll leave off next time looking for the next part of my plan, which is silver. So this is gonna take a little bit of crafting, but you know, we're gonna be able to do it. Alright, got the assembly machine done. Just a bit of crafting. Really bottlenecked by the rubber. It's kind of the biggest issue right now, so we might approach that sooner than later. And I guess we're done for today. Kind of tired, so I'm going to take a break. Yeah, good progress today. So we made our way into LV. We're looking good. And we're going to keep on grinding. We're going to keep on going forward. So a lot of more stuff is opening up for us. A lot of fun things to do. So we'll keep going with it. Till next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the amazing support lately. Really appreciate it. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. See you next time.